Hey there everybody, it's Katarina Cosplay, and today I'm doing the same thing as I did last year, which is my 2023 Cosplans. Woo! So yeah, exactly like last year, I'm going to go over the costumes that I would like to work on with the pretext that the likelihood of me finishing all of them is very unlikely, so just gonna start off with that. But I really like talking about projects. It helps me kind of get an idea of what to focus on for the year, and I'm quite a nosy person, so I like seeing what other people plan on making or cosplaying throughout the year. So I can imagine you might just be like me and also are maybe a tad bit nosy, so if that's the case, this video's for you. There are a couple costumes that I mentioned last year that I won't be mentioning this year, either because I've decided not to do them or they are finished, they just need to be cosplayed or worn properly. And also, if I go through everything that I did or didn't manage to finish last year on top of what I want to do and focus on this year, then this video is going to be way too long, and yeah, I don't really feel like editing through all of that, so yeah, let's just begin. So the first cosplay is Azula from Avatar, the swimsuit outfit from the Fire Island episodes. Now, this was a plan for last year. I was working on it for VeneCon, which is like a convention at a pool, which would have been perfect for it. But I made the fatal error of working on it till 3 in the morning the day before the con started, which just generally isn't a good idea. So it's kind of like in my sewing supply storage, almost finished, like very close to finished, but I just need to sit down and actually finish it. And I have like planned a photo shoot for it for when it's finished, so that should be done relatively quickly. And then there's 2 more costumes that I want to kind of finish before Azula, as it's a very summery costume. It just doesn't make sense to work on it in winter times for me because it's just too cold. So the first one is Maka Alban from Soul Eater. I mentioned it last year. It's a nostalgic show for me. And it's not like a super complicated costume to make, so I think it'd be a really cool one. Yeah, I don't know when I'm going to be finishing it, but it is one of the costumes I'm going to force myself to kind of focus on first. And then the one that does have a deadline, but a very, very loose deadline, is Lux from League of Legends. Last year it was kind of on the maybe pile of if I have more time, then I would like to finish this, but at the time I was prioritising the costumes I wanted to finish in the summer, and I just ended up not working on Lux at all. This year I would either like to finish it for Elfia, which is the first like event that I'm going to, which is in April, but if I don't manage to finish it in time for that, then there's several other events throughout the year that I could easily wear Lux to, because it's a bodysuit with armour, which is surprisingly quite comfortable, and since I've been practicing with making foam armor, I feel a bit more comfortable like tackling this project, and I'm very excited for it because Lux was my main for a really long time in League of Legends. So next up, I want to just quickly mention that Vanille and Bloom are still kind of in the maybe pile. They were like the other projects that I was very excited for last year, but with Vanille I just don't know how I'm gonna tackle like the necklace bead situation, because there's a lot of them, and there's a couple other things that I find a bit intimidating that I'll need to do. But if I somehow manage to finish the rest of what I have planned for this year, then those are the next few costumes I'd like to work on. Bloom as well. It's a much more simple costume, but there's just like the wings and things that I'm kind of hesitant to start on because they're intimidating. And then for me, it makes sense to start with the intimidating thing so that you can then just do the easy stuff once the intimidating thing is over. Otherwise you just end up with an unfinished costume in your storage, which is very frustrating. Next, I want to mention some new projects that I have had my eye on. So the first one is Mako from Kill la Kill, not to be mistaken by Maka from Soul Eater, but I love Kill la Kill. Trigger Animation is like one of my favourite studios. I've cosplayed Ryoko before, and I did a cost test for Mako like last year, and I thought it was really fun. I really liked her coconut hair, and making a school uniform shouldn't be too difficult, so that's like one of my more easy projects that I'm going to try and throw in if I just have a long weekend off, then just focus on that, and I think it should be done in that time. The next project is a bit out of the box for what I usually cosplay, which is Doctor from Akudama Drive. She's a bit more scantily clad than I'm generally comfortable with, but I think she's like a really cool character. If you've seen Akudama Drive, she's like batshit insane, and I love a woman in a lab coat. We love a woman in STEM. So she's a project that I would like to tackle this year, also because the lovely Cutie cosplays Swindler and is very beautiful, and I would love to cosplay that together. So that would be very rad. The next cosplay I would like to work on is Kanata Konoe from Love Live Nijigasaki. I've not been actively following Love Live for a while, but then I saw this season and it looked quite interesting, so I gave it a shot and I really liked it. And now I'm back in Love Live Idol Hell. Bit of a sad timing because the servers of the mobile game are shutting down in March, but all the more reason to cosplay Love Live characters and relive that. Love Live was like a fandom that I was into when I was just like a baby cosplayer and a baby weeb, so now being able to sew a bit better, it would be really fun to cosplay one of the new characters. So Kanata is like quite sleepy constantly because she's really hardworking, and she has this pillow with her the whole throughout most of the day, and I just find that a really funny accessory to try and make, because that sounds like a very comfortable costume to wear for conventions, so very much my motivations are always in comfort and laziness, so she's right up my alley. And then the final costume I'd like to try and make this year is Sylvina from AFK Arena. AFK Arena is a mobile game that I saw ads for like years ago, and it's like, oh, that's pretty, but I don't play mobile games. And then like 2 years ago I decided to download it, loved it, and now there's like a whole list of characters I'd like to cosplay, and Sylvina's like the first character that I was very attached to that I got in the game, so that's why she's on the list. Also, I really like the design for her horns. It really reminds me of Strength's tail from Black Rock Shooter. Like the tail that she has is also that bony construction, and I made that cosplay a very long time ago, so using those same techniques I could make those horns, and that would be really cool. So she was an easy project to put on the list. I just very much really like this design. So those were the costumes that I would like to make this year, or at least modify clothing to look like the characters, but I also have a couple characters that I've been eyeing to buy, starting off with Anya from Spy Family, because of course, like many of you probably also have, I've been enjoying Spy Family a lot. My lovely friend Naren Cos has a beautiful Yor cosplay, so that gives me more reason to cosplay Anya. I don't particularly like the way that a lot of the costume stores do the school uniform, but Anya has a lot of other designs which are also a lot more casual and comfortable, so that's why I've been eyeing that for a bit. And Anya's a really funny character, so that was an easy character to put on the list for this year. Next up is a VTuber, Ninomai Inanis. I think Ina is a really cute VTuber. Her general design, her like normal design is really cool. I really like the casual outfit that she wears for some of her art streams. Like the black dress with the blouse and the beret. I just think it's really cute, and I think it'd be really fun to cosplay. As someone who's studying art currently, I also have a lot of supplies, so I could really easily build like an atelier style set, and I think that'd be really cool. It's another casual-ish outfit, so that's another comfortable thing for conventions, especially like the Sundays of long conventions. I've noticed that I I'm in a bit of an in-between bit where a lot of my costumes don't fit right anymore, or I've just lost interest in cosplaying them, or they've broken in some way and I don't feel like fixing them. So I'm kind of getting rid of a lot of stuff, but that means I now don't have easy costumes to grab for when conventions start again. So that's where I'm kind of at with my brain. The final costume that I've been eyeing to buy is Katori's school uniform from Love Live, the OG Love Live girlies. I've cosplayed Katori a couple times, and I never bought the school uniform at the time because everyone had it, but now it's just kind of like, it's just, to me, it's a really iconic design, and I think it'd be a really fun, comfortable, casual costume to wear at conventions. Once again, we're going for comfort this year, guys. So yeah, that's been on my mind. It's one of those like cosplays that I've wanted to buy for a long time, but then I never do because I think, oh, but if I get this is cooler and this is more popular. And I'm trying not to think too much about it and just get it because I think it'll be a really nice thing to do and another excuse to cosplay Katori again. So there you go. This is pretty much my cosplans for this year. Hope you enjoyed the video. I might always cosplay things in between. I've also made it a bit of a goal to do more like casual closet cosplays and cos tests in between, to try and practice with photography, and also just because I really like dressing up. I want to enjoy the dressing up portion of cosplay a bit more this year. I do like making things, but sometimes I just feel like putting something on, or like getting some stuff out of my regular wardrobe and seeing what I can put together. So I want to focus on that a bit more this year. And then who knows, I've been watching anime a lot more recently and have delved back into the manga obsession, so there might always be something new that I'll find and think, oh, I have to cosplay that now. So you never know. I do still have those slow projects that I mentioned last year that I'm slowly finishing. I don't know when they'll be done, because every single step of these costumes, it's something new and something I don't know how to figure out yet. But that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!